Okay, it says it's live.
Punchy.
See, if you can get kids to be in the classroom, let alone adults.
Okay.
This meeting is being called to order at 7:10. Can I have a motion for the meeting? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. So thank you guys for coming. As always, I start with the mission statement so we know we're here. It is the mission of TCCS to provide a nurturing environment in which students realize their full intellectual potential and become self-directed learners who make both pragmatic and creative use of basic skills and who understand and appreciate the cultural diversity of our society. The faculty, staff, parents, extended family, and other members of a child support network are committed to creating and operating a student-centered learning community, which promotes and supports a child's natural curiosity and enthusiasm for acquiring knowledge. This learning community will follow a living curriculum, an experiential interdisciplinary study that encompasses literacy, critical thinking, and responsible social interaction while empowering each child to demonstrate his or her unique interests and abilities. I'm going to read the Open Public Meeting Act notice. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Sunshine Law, annual notice having been published on or about April 11, 2026 in 2 local newspapers, with a copy on file with the board secretary and a copy to be posted at on the TCCS website. So we already called to order at 7:10. First is the approval of minutes from 4:14 and closed session minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
You need a second.
Oh, sorry, I need a second. Can someone second it? Gonzalez seconds. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so approval of minutes. I'm excited. Okay, VPA.
Okay.
All right, yeah, so we'll start off with a presentation from the VPA. The play was a little while ago. We didn't really get a full presentation at our last meeting, so we definitely wanted to make sure we got it on the agenda for tonight. So we'll turn it over to you guys.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to say thank you for giving us some time to share. As of last year, we kicked off an annual season wrap-up. We thought it would be very important to the program that everyone gets a little bit of a highlight reel of what we've accomplished, the success of the show, and just sharing how we've grown in the season. So this is our second year presenting, so thank you so much. We have some of the kids here and parents for visibility support. And so, yeah, so we're gonna just share some highlights and discuss the enrichment program. Mr. Carter's gonna discuss the student impact. We'll talk about some ideas for moving forward and just wrap it up that way. Jeff, if you want to start.
You just point when you want to go to the next one.
So next slide. The highlights of this year was having over 80 students audition. We did a fundraiser that raised $1,900 and our winning student was Rosie. Mr. CJ, our stage manager, had the stage crew engage earlier than usual, which had an incredible impact on the production as they were able to arrive earlier in the process and get set up to create a great show. Similar to last year, our headshots and our cast and crew photos were generously donated by Mr. Campos, a parent of students in the production. It was continued and increased community involvement with volunteers during pre-builds, especially the backstage parents. We have always needed backstage support in the dressing rooms and in the backstage wings. So the continued and increased involvement was amazing. We had sold out performances every night, which shows the impact and the involvement of the community. And with the show's impactful messaging, the reviews and feedback that was received was just absolutely amazing for the entire production.
Yeah. So, but before we get to enrichment, I do want to go back and you can decide, it doesn't matter. I want to emphasize on the stage and crew growth this season because, you know, and I share this during our VPA cast party with the parents and cast and crew. People think outside of production that the emphasis is on the stars, right? The people on stage, the cast members. But VPA, in the process of our program, we want to make sure that the emphasis is on everyone, that is it's inclusive in terms of how everyone is growing and developing. Mr. CJ decided, let's release these applications sooner so that they can be part of the rehearsal process earlier in the process. He himself didn't think he was gonna have enough material to cover, but the kids surprised him so much with their input and how they helped develop the management behind the stage with him. And so I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. CJ, who's not here tonight, but hopefully he's listening. He's been doing incredible work with the kids, and they've really have showed so much growth in how they work together, and they understand how important they are to the people on stage. So it's just super important for us that we acknowledge that, because the growth is not always on stage. There's a lot of growth behind the stage as well. So moving on to enrichment. This is something that we've also incorporated into the musicals. It's bringing something educational, curriculum relevant to the show. And this year we're very lucky to have Robert Taylor Jr., who's an original SpongeBob Broadway cast member. He started off as a dance teacher and actually gave private dance classes to
Ethan Slater.
Thank you. Ethan Slater, who played SpongeBob and was later cast as an ensemble. And so the fact that he was an ensemble as well was a huge encouragement to the cast, because it's not just about having a principal role, but seeing how each role is equally important. So I think they thought that was super special when bringing someone who's not just the principal, but who can and brings so much to the show. And that was a really fun event, very well received by the kids. So next slide.
And I mentioned this in my presentation too, but this wasn't even just for the kids in the production. This was actually opened up to the whole community.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Thank you. That's actually super important. You're right. We decided that this is something that everyone should take advantage of. And I think we even had a guest from the high school join us, which for collaboration purposes across the district, I think that's a beautiful thing. And so it also shows the kind of resources that the charter school can bring to the table. So it just puts us on a better platform.
So this slide is about student impact, and we asked families to fill out a reflection form where they ask their children to give 1 or 2 sentences of how the show impacted them. So I'm not going to read all of them. You can take a look at them on the screen, but great show, had a fun time. I'm going to miss the 8th graders so much. This show really helped me improve my dance skills. It impacted me greatly, allowing me to experience what a school community is really like. So this slide just shows the impact that the production had on the students.
Moving forward, we just there's always room for improvement and ways to grow. We think one of our main hiccups is t-shirt distributions. So for any parents listening to us, I think on behalf of production and BPA, we'll just try to have better follow-up in terms of sizes and making sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's, that everyone has submitted their sizes and sending out better reminders. I know it's sometimes over-communication is just better. We want to continue to add digital payment options for production fees, and VPA is thinking about putting together a survey at the end of the seasons to get feedback. So Mr. Kaido put together the student impact, which is more of a how did that impact or make you feel throughout the show, but more of how do you think we can grow as a community and as a program. So please stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out soon. And we hope to have our SpongeBob viewing party in June. So more info on that.
And one more thing that was not included on this was continuing our relationship with local theater organizations. We have connected with a local theater in Montclair, who we are essentially quid pro quo, giving set pieces to them, and they are donating things to our program. So we're looking forward to continuing that collaborative relationship as well.
As always, thank you. This production, thanks to Mr. Kaido and Miss Abby and CJ and Katie, who is here. They are a phenomenal team, and truly what they do is remarkable, and we're so grateful for the time and dedication they have to this program, but also a special thank you to the parents and the volunteers. We had people who didn't have children in the show want to volunteer, and that speaks volumes at how magical this community has become within this community. So we're just grateful that we're here, and that we all enjoy this process. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you guys. No.
So I wasn't part of this presentation. This is not rehearsed, totally coming off the fly. But having a child who went through the process from a very young age and having the opportunity, and not only all of the things that are presented here, but students learn rejection with grace. They learn confidence. They learn community. All of those things are very, very, very powerful in the development of your child. And Miss Katie and Mr. Keitel and Miss Pixie and Miss Abby, all of them share a special piece with each student. Some are better behaved than others, but they find a way that by the end, what they produce is something magnificent. And there are messages that go into the kids from these people that never are forgotten. So I really appreciate you as a parent, as developing a program where our kids can grow and grow in a confident way. And I have to give it up for this community, because when we're at these events and we're doing the pre-build and we're doing all this stuff, first it looks like a blob of blue paint. And then all of a sudden it turns into something beautiful. And being a parent in the audience and watching and be like, oh, I painted that, or, oh, I did this, it feels so good. So it really is a little piece of what the school offers that really displays the effects of a community. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to the actors and the actresses in the behind the stage. You also have kids who don't want to be on the front of the stage, but they find a spot. And it's incredible. So I really, really appreciate you. And as my 8th grader leaves, I'm going to miss it. And I'm trying to get the other one in. So we're going to work on that. But she's backstage, so we're happy. Makeup in here. And I think one of the people from the show want to speak.
Hi. Okay, my name's Alicia. I played Sandy Cheeks in this year's production, and I've grown, like my mom said, I've grown in the theater community, and the theater program I started in kindergarten. So like in the summer, it's a perfect place to start. They're very beginner welcoming, and I feel like for every level, some people get really, really challenged and they need to find out time management, they find out discipline. It really just opens up so many doors for us, because in the hallway, they'd be like, oh, you were Sandy Cheeks? It's like, yeah, I was. Or people would ask me for questions, and I feel like finally being that kind of big sister of the whole program was really impactful for me. It taught me also leadership, but also being in ensemble roles, expanding my creativity, being like, oh, my character was in this place before this scene. And it was really just impactful for me. I feel like I can take these lessons. Well, I'm not everywhere I go, I feel like even when I do things outside of this school, that I would take those lessons. I'm going to expand my character. I'm going to make a choice. That's a very good thing I like to do. I will just take all these lessons, and I can't even describe in words how much this program means to me.
Aww.
I promise I wasn't gonna cry, but this is what it's going to.
And you went from Sandy Cheeks to your first role was the
Doorknob.
And she was saying words she didn't even know, and it was awesome.
People, they were helping me memorize my lines, so it's just one big community. That's really just all it is.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you for making her articulate. Does anybody else want to say anything? You guys, it's very nice to have young people in these meetings. She said everything you were thinking. Do you want to share anything, Emma? Said it? What about our backstage crew? Do you want to say anything?
I know.
No? Okay. Well, by 8th grade, I'm sure you're going to want to say something. What'd you say? Emma absolutely does. Okay. Well, thank you guys. You were all amazing. And also watching you guys grow on stage, even if you're not our kids, to watch you guys grow is incredible. And it's weird because we're all sitting in the audience, like videoing other people's kids. Like, we're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. So the village raising a kid is real here. So we are very, very happy. Principal, backstage, ensemble, you're all incredible. So thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And it's not even June yet, Celicia, so you're going to be crying a lot. Enrollment update.
All right. Well said, everybody. Thank you guys all for coming out. Really, thank you for the presentation. That's tough to follow, but I do just want to reiterate everything that has been said tonight. It's obviously a very valued program. It's a wonderful aspect of the school. It's something that has grown so much over so many years. And it's been great to be part of that and to see it and to really help make it, flourish. And we give you guys all the credit for all the work you put into it. It's really something special. So thank you. All right. So just some regular business. First and foremost, a belated Happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It is the springtime and we're getting towards the end of the year, and we're all feeling it, obviously. But there's a lot going on. It's a very, very busy time. As far as enrollment goes, we are currently at full enrollment. We had one spot that was available until today. That's actually the transfer is complete. So we are at full enrollment at 387, which is good news. As far as the facility update goes, there's nothing that new to report other than that we did have our kickoff meeting with McCloskey and the architecture firm last week to really kind of set some timelines for the HVAC project. Right now, we're just getting requisitions and permits and everything in place, but the actual work is going to be starting on June 29th, which is the first Monday after school is over. The only other thing I have here for facility-wise is that we recently did have a fire inspection. It went relatively well. There weren't really any findings, and other than something relating to the fire extinguishers, which were replaced today. And I do see Tom looking at these lights, which are going to be moved very soon as well. Yes. But other than that, everything is going well with the facility, and we're very happy with that. As far as NJSLA goes, we successfully completed all of our regularly scheduled testing today. We are going to have makeup starting next week. The rest of this week is going to be a little tight staff-wise, so we're going to push off any makeups until next week. But I do have to say that it was highly successful. Testing all the grades at once. It was something that we weren't really sure how that was going to go, but we did 3rd through 8th grade all in one week. It really minimized the disruptions that we had. So we were happy with how that went. I just want to thank everybody for their patience and their cooperation, especially our test administrators and our proctors. But even those who weren't testing, kids who are in other classes, kids who are in lower school, if we're borrowing computers, it's really an all hands on deck sort of situation for the week. And everybody really kind of rose to the occasion. So we do appreciate it. As I said, makeup testing will be starting next week. We're not going to have the results until I would say the end of the summer. I know there's a lot of media coverage about that too, that things aren't really coming in as quickly as we would like. But we hope to have some kind of preliminary results that we can use over the summer to help prepare our rosters and everything for the fall. But again, that's only one piece of data that we use. We use a lot of data in-house as well. But that's all that I have. I'm going to turn over to Ms. Torres before I get back into my other presentation.
Okay, hello everyone. Just a couple student highlights. I just want to thank all of the students and all of their hard work. Again, also taking the NJSLA assessment. I want to thank the court choir because they performed at the spring concert at Teaneck High School, and it was awesome. I saw a video. Thank you for sending me videos, and I know Mr. Kaido posted some, so I know we have a few on our Instagram. So you guys sounded amazing. So I appreciate Mr. Kaido, Ms. Rondell for collaborating with our students and performing at Teaneck High School, because this is just another community event that's just spectacular. I also would like to thank our Model UN students. I believe Mr. Kaido is going to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, so this past weekend, we had students, 8 of our Quiz Bowl students attended the Junior Model UN Conference run every year at the Bergen County Academies. They participated in 2 conferences, Dissect, which debated regulating lethal autonomous weapons,
Wow.
and UNOSA, which debated the removal of space debris. The students each researched their country's position on their assigned topic and wrote a short position paper before the conference began. During the conference, the students debated topics through the use of moderated caucuses, and then worked with other delegates from throughout the tri-state area to draft working papers and vote on a solution. Students who participated include Arham, Dissect Poland, Emma, Spain, UNOSA, Basit, Russian Federation, UNOSA, Kalia, Philippines, Dissect, Daniel, Saudi Arabia, UNOSA, Chris, Romania, UNOSA, Sammy, Russia, Dissect, and Naomi, Peru, Dissect. Basit and Sammy won the outstanding delegate in their respective committees, and then as a team, they won the trophy for outstanding small delegation. It was purposefully a hands-off approach to the conference so that students achieved these awards with very minimal adult supervision. It was all them, and we are very proud of how well they represented TCCS.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for coordinating that. I want to talk about a few events that passed. I know Magdalene just left, but I want to thank her and TCSEO for the gala. We had the gala on May 1st. It was a great event. I wish I could have danced some more. I hurt my back, but I was like, I'm going to be there. I'm still going to wear my heels. And we had a great time. So they really did a good event. So thank you, TCSEO, for putting that together. I also want to thank TCSEO, the board of TCCS, VPA, and friends, and many of our wonderful parents for helping us make Teacher Appreciation Week a success. The food, the desserts, the gifts, the fun lottery tickets that were created by TCSEO, taking pictures by the board the board members that were here, helping to serve food for our staff. I know I feel like the staff really appreciated everything that you guys did to make Teacher Appreciation Week special. And I just want to thank our wonderful staff because you deserve more than a week. But really, I really care for our community because they really wanted to help us make that week special. So thank you for everyone who helped make Teacher Appreciation Week a success. And thanks for that. Next in events, we have the Frost Valley trip. So soon, once we leave out of here, many of our board members have kids that are going to the Frost Valley trip, and I will be going. So we're going to be packing and making sure we're all set. We leave tomorrow, come back Friday. On May 21st, the second grade is doing a safari museum showcase, which is really fun. The students are working on African-American research projects, and then they're going to create books and posters, and they invited the parents to come. So it's going to be an awesome event. On May 18th to the 22nd, TCSEO is having a book fair. I know they sent out for some volunteers. They may have to crunch some time if they don't have enough volunteers for that. On the 22nd, it is the 3-4 Special Persons Day. So that's also on that Friday. We know there's a trip on the day before. So I know some parents were hoping to reschedule, but it was very difficult. On the 22nd and Special Persons Day, on the 28th, we have the art show scheduled. So hopefully, if everything goes well, we can have the art show on the 28th. And then the upper school dance is a 5th through 8th grade dance that's here at the school. It's scheduled for May 29th. And then in June, we have Move Up Day, June 1st. Kindergarten orientation. I know, I can't believe it. So June 2nd, we have the library that comes visit our students and talks about summer reading. Then we have our 7th and 8th grade trip to DC, June 3rd to 5th. On the 4th, we have a parent run book event that's going to be for our students. And at night, it's going to be a parent event. So I don't know if you remember them. The AK Sorority Incorporated gave some free books for our students. So they're also coming on June 4th to do a similar event. Field day is tentatively scheduled for June 10th with the rain date of June 11th. Don't worry, all of this is going to be on our calendar. But I like to go over the dates in case people don't see them. June 12th, we have the 8th grade dinner dance and the Jenkinson's trip. And June 17th is graduation. And the 22nd, Six Flags trip with the 8th graders. The 22nd and the 23rd, we have incoming kindergarten assessments in the afternoon. The 24th, PBIS party. And June 25th is the last day of school. So I hope I didn't forget anything, but just please check our events calendar. We will have all our events on our calendar on our website. I think that's it. I know there's a lot.
Perfect. No, thank you, Ms. Torres. Yeah, definitely, as I said before, it's a very busy time of year, but it's an exciting time of year, and everybody is, on their way to race to all these events as we approach the finish line to the school year. The presentation I have tonight is it's brief. You're welcome. It's it is it's just a recap of our district goals for this year, with a little bit of a reflection as to how far along we came this year. A couple months ago, I gave the mid-year status on these, so this just kind of highlights some of the things that we've done since then, and what we look to sort of build on as we approach next year. All right, so our first goal, as we know, dealt with strengthening community connections and interdistrict collaboration. As far as this year goes, I am happy to say that I believe that this goal was achieved. Some of the things that we wanted to highlight towards the end of the school year here was really kicking our interdistrict collaboration into high gear. We developed a process in which staff members would get PD hours for going to other school districts and meeting with other teachers and shadowing and having an opportunity to see how things are done in other places to sort of bring back here and really reflect and work on best practices. Thank you. And it's been well received. It's been a little bit of a struggle to organize and to schedule some of these things, but we do want to thank any of these schools that have offered to have our teachers come in and work with them, including Teaneck High School, which is obviously important because it's always good to know what our kids can expect when they're going to that next step for those of them who are going to go to Teaneck High. As far as community partnerships, this year we worked really closely with FDU. Mathnasium was another one. It was a little bit earlier this year, but those are just a couple examples of how doing some kind of outreach to other local organizations can really bring things that are going to help our own students and help our community. As far as our community and working with our parents, the science fair was a highly successful event. We had tons of parents here, tons of parents helping their kids create projects. It was very difficult to judge.
Very difficult to judge.
But it was a really good time, and there was so much positivity, and there was really like a really encouraging outpouring of participation. So it was good to see so many families.
And the Bergen Academy students also.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yeah, I think given the time frame that we had there, it was hard to actually even see everything, but it was a really great event. We want to thank Ms. Scalisi for that. As far as experiential learning goes, I just wanted to highlight what we already saw tonight about the VPA and what they've offered to our kids. And the workshop that they presented there to the greater community. So that was something new that we brought in this year, and it's only expanding. So that's lovely. And the overarching theme that we've seen in all of our goals really has to do with fiscal responsibility. And this year, all the expenses were obviously tighter than they have been in other years. If you think about the budget presentation I gave last year, we proactively leveraged friends to make sure that we had enough to cover some of our additional field trips. That was one thing that was sort of new for this year that hopefully we're not going to need for next year. But as far as business office purchasing protocols and everything goes, we've really tightened those up, and we've really sort of educated the staff on some of these things, and we're continuing to even fine-tune some of those things as Sonia and Tom worked with the teacher groups about what their actual expenses were for next year, and we talked a little bit about that for next year's budget. So that was goal one. And so, as I said, I do believe that was achieved. And again, any goal that we have is never truly achieved because it sort of lives on, and is something that is just added to the things that we already do and we want to continue to do. But that was goal one. Goal two, dealing with communications and planning, and again, focusing on the purchasing and approvals and the fiscal responsibility. This one, I said that satisfactory progress was made, which really, reflects the fact that this is an ongoing sort of thing. We've had some major wins with a lot of the improved communication, a lot of the initiatives that we've brought together there. One thing that was included at the beginning of the year for this is increasing communication about the MTSS, which obviously is still something that we are working on. It's a work in progress. There's some growing pains that go go along with that, with any new sort of program and any new way of doing things. But one of the goals that we are going to have for next year is going to be really, really specific to the MTSS. And that's something we've already spoken about as an administration. We've talked to the child study team about that as well. But everything else, we've seen some great improvements with our communication, whether it be out to the community and just keeping people aware of what's going on using our social media. Sonia sends out a weekly message to the staff to let them know what's happening for the week so people aren't caught off guard. And we've done a really good job with even just collecting and archiving photos and things like that we use in our backpack notices and on the TVs in the hallways. Fiscal predictability. Again, we've done a good job of sticking with the budgets that were set, at least as far as the overall budget goes. We have had some transfers that we've had to do towards the end of the year, but it's all within the funds that we have allocated, so that's good. In terms of communicating and gathering feedback from the staff, we went through a pretty major master schedule planning process for next year, where a committee was formed and we actually surveyed the entire staff to get feedback on the current schedule and the schedule from previous years to really find out what works, what maybe needs to be revamped. And in this case, there is going to be a brand new master schedule with some really significant changes that we're going to be rolling out by late May, I would say. But it should certainly ensure that there's greater equity, fewer transitions for grades K to 4, and some revolutionary elective choices for the upper school. It's going to be, I'm very excited with what it's going to bring to revolutionary. I know I'm excited for what it's going to look like, though, for particularly for the older kids when it comes to the electives. And it's going to open up some real opportunities to do some things that we've talked about for a long time. So that's good. As far as curricular and testing successes go, there are some major upcoming curricular changes, and that was all done very transparently with many meetings between department chairs, the curriculum committee, teacher groups. So that's all. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know if it's I see out of the corner of my eye there. But it's all been done very transparently and with a lot of buy-in, hopefully, and giving people an opportunity to give feedback. As far as the standardized testing schedule goes, that went very well. And again, it took a lot of coordination and a lot of people working together to get that done. I already talked.
Students.
Yeah, definitely including students, right? Because there were definitely some things that were different for them in regards to coming prepared. Or not coming prepared and having to deal with that, when it comes to headphones and equipment and everything else. I already talked a little bit about looking ahead for what we're going to be focusing on with MTSS moving forward. But again, we've discussed that with them and administration, and Ms. Torres is going to be, having an opportunity to meet with the child study team on a little bit more regular of a basis. And that's going to be a major dedicated goal for next year. The last one has to do with consistent climate safety and operations. This one I did highlight as achieved. The biggest improvement and the biggest accomplishment, I would say, has been pretty much solving the years of frustration regarding drop-off and pickup. There have been significant improvements that if you think about how things have been in the past, this is something that several people here have been calling for action and really trying to get things together. And it has taken a lot of work and some assistance from the Teaneck Traffic Department. Yes. And I still get occasional pictures and texts when people aren't following the instructions. Yes. But things are certainly moving in the right direction when it comes to that, and more so than it has in many years. And even doing that, though, does take some coordination, as something as simple as putting out the cones, bringing the cones back in. And especially when the weather was bad and we had issues with that, it takes a lot of cooperation, but everyone has chipped in. And it certainly is for, for a good reason to make sure that things are safe for our kids and for the community and for our staff. As far as our drills and evacuations go, everything has been up to date with that. We've made all of our targets when it comes to getting those in on a monthly basis. And when we talk about climate and expectations and student behavior and things like that, We are approaching the end of the school year, but, we did reiterate to the staff that we want to make sure we're holding kids accountable. And the same thing goes for all established procedures, even for the staff, that we want to make sure that we finish the year strong. And we approach the coming school year with, just a firm reminder of what we expect out of our kids and everything else, particularly with new rules coming that are even more strict when it comes to cell phones and things like that are now becoming law as opposed to things that we were just implementing. But overall, go through was certainly achieved as far as my reflection goes. I'm happy that we were able to hit on some of these things. Next year, when we talk about our goals, we are going to also circle back to our strategic plan to see, where things sort of hit on that, because that's also coming to an end that actually wraps up in 2027. But a lot of the things that we have put into place and that we have been working on really sort of align with that as well. So I'm happy with the direction that we're moving in, and I'm excited to finish the year strong and hit 26, 27 running. All right. Thank you. Any questions or anything about any of that? Perfect. Okay.
I wanted to say too, I'm getting close to my end here, and I'm having feels like my 8th grader. I feel like an 8th grader on the board. And being that this is almost my last meeting, I did want to piggyback a little bit off of your district goals and explain how intensive of a process that is. So us as a board, what we do is we send an evaluation and we evaluate Mr. Gallo. I want to repeat that our role is not to micromanage. Our role is really budgetary, and we work directly with Mr. Gallo. A lot of people don't understand that piece. But his goals are our goals and vice versa. The protocol implementation, thank you, Tom. Tom has done a lot of work this year on developing systems with our finance chair and making sure that all of that, our T's are crossed, our I's are dotted. And then we also, as a board, we collect to have that event on that Friday. That's something that didn't exist before I was in the seat. And it's one of my favorite events, and I hated that I had to miss it this week. But just showing that we are not superior. We are at the same level. We are humans. We are here to support. And that's really the goal of that event, is not only to appreciate all the staff members, but also to show that we are just like you. And I think that it speaks volumes, and I hope that the staff members feel that. Also the communication, our communications committee has worked really hard. There have been years that our board didn't really utilize the communication committee. But some of the things that I'm really proud of is that we have a presence pretty much everywhere at every event. We streamlined our websites so that, community members can find information about us. We also, developed QR codes and got technology advanced, and we made a streaming ability for people who can't attend meetings. So I think that has been amazing for our community. Our board corners, we're trying to communicate out from us to you, so that there is not that divide, that we are more approachable. We heard you as a community, and that, again, like Ralph said, is work in progress. And then all the collaboration, like thinking of the collaborative efforts and how that impacted our climate has been amazing to watch. Ralph was challenged with making sure that he was out everywhere and consulting with other, charter schools and all these other things. And even us, us being a collaborative community with our, other fellow parents has been huge. So it's been an honor. I was part of the recent strategic plan. I'm excited to see what comes next. But this board is really, really involved and really, really a good group. So I'm saying that to also plug that we have 3 members leaving this year. And if you have ever thought about running for the board, it's a great time to run for the board. We're strong. I think we've implemented a lot of things that are really beneficial to the community. So I just want to say that too, that it's been an honor to work with all of you. You guys are awesome. Okay. So clappy today. Just so positive. Okay. So our committee updates. So I'll start because my curriculum chair is not here. Right? My curriculum chair is not here. Okay. So we had, like Mr. Gallo said, we did do a lot of work. One of the goals of the curriculum committee was to not only have a really effective curriculum, but also to streamline it and make it comprehensive. I think I've been on the curriculum committee for 7 years, and it's been really, really hard to do, but I'm happy to say I think we're finally there. Our chairs are incredible. Like, they are amazing. They work extremely hard for not such a big stipend, but anyway. So, and you could see their passion in everything they do, and the STEM show was definitely that. You saw innovators of the future, and it was really, really awesome. So the K-2 curriculum will change from Super Kids to HMH. The staff and administration looked at the ed reports to help inform them in making the decision. Super Kids ended up having a lower score than the HMH, and the options that we looked at were HMH, magnetic, and the Super Kids. They really focused on the science of reading, so they took a lot of the research that shows how to teach our kids to read at their best. And then staff meetings were held to discuss, get feedback, and vote. So the staff as a whole chose HMH, which that investment and collaborative piece we know is really effective. So they'll be provided with PD this year, and there will be support provided for the transition to the new curriculum. For math, all the data is not done. It should be collected for the June board meeting. Curriculum will be updated to the newest edition of Envisions. There will also be training for staff at the end of the year and 2 more trainings at the beginning of the school year. There shouldn't be a learning curve because of the new curriculum. Because it's not a brand new curriculum. It's being carried over. Social studies for 3rd and 4th grade, they'll be moving to TSI and including workbooks and textbooks. Science, the science fair was huge again. They came together and talked about little improvements that they can make for next year. Our closet judging was a lot of fun. And then the upcoming meeting will discuss the grant that we were receiving for $10,000 and how it's going to be utilized. Not outlined in here, one of the things we talked about is that Teaneck Community Charter School, we've had this conversation, as a whole gets a lot of amazing things, but making sure that they're sustained and used over time, that's really the key. So whenever we're spending these monies, to make sure that it's something that future students can utilize. Special services, we're still looking at that INRS process. There are a lot of kids that move through the tiers. There's a 3-tier system. Once they get to the 3rd tier, at that point, if they're not being successful, that's usually when they're referred for a child study team evaluation. But the committee is looking to train more on the Linkit platform to make sure that teachers are feeling confident with the data that they're being provided. There was questions about the INRS team and MTSS, how often they meet, who's part of those meetings. And they're meeting now about every 6 to 8 weeks. So we just discuss maybe some pointers on who's present in those meetings and how often they should meet. But that was curriculum. So Natalie, do you want to do communications?
I don't think we met.
Oh, I feel like we met all month to plan. So if you want to speak to what we did and the
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, did I send a report for that?
no.
Just like the planning for like the teacher appreciation.
Yeah, and also we did send out a board corner from the last meeting.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we discussed, teacher appreciation. Thank you, the VPA and friends of TCCS. We all came together and we planned this big event. We're sad that Zamora couldn't be there, but you all were very well involved. And then the board corner, we sent it out, just saying a thank you to the teachers, how much we appreciate them.
Yeah. Perfect.
Was there anything else?
That's awesome. Yeah, no. Facilities.
Well, we had a meeting before this meeting. We kind of just discussed what Mr. Gallo was talking about. June 15th, having that meeting with McCluskey, Cap, and the architects, having a maintenance plan moving forward, and starting phase 2 June 29th to get that done.
Thank you, Joe. And finance?
Okay, so just to piggyback off of what you just shared, in addition to that, we just had a discussion, preliminary discussion about a facilities maintenance plan. So we'll continue those conversations over the next couple meetings. We also discussed an RFP for special education legal aid. So that's probably something that's going to come up in the next couple weeks as well. As well as extraordinary aid, which is another service that we are currently looking into to support our special ed students and community. One of the other things that we discussed was purchasing via co-op. Particularly, we looked at a couple of quotes for furniture replacement, a couple of chairs and desks, and we were just looking at the difference in the prices for that. We also discussed the development of a purchasing manual to help support school purchases and documentation. And finally, we also just discussed briefly exploring a national school lunch program. It's the first step in the application process, so hopefully we'll learn more as this continues, this process. And that's it.
Thank you. I think we haven't had a formal governance meeting since the last one. We're still looking at the surveys, updating all that information.
When are those going out?
And looking at the election process.
That's-
We
you have a date
finalized
on
it. Did student council meet with Ms. Carter?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So that should be coming very soon.
For the student survey?
Mhm.
That's on the plan to do.
What? It didn't happen.
No,
I
they
don't really
they were, the
meetings.
student council was gonna do it. I didn't realize Keisha was gonna meet with them, so we have to,
Okay,
so
so.
I have to coordinate with Keisha then.
Okay, so we sent it, I believe I sent it out
Mhm.
to
Oh, yeah,
student council
you
already
did.
to review. So that should be coming soon, the parent surveys, all of the surveys. And the election process, we have to develop a committee for elections. So we'll be discussing that. I also wanted to let you guys know, I'm gonna go into spring retreat, is that okay? Yeah. I was gonna let you guys know that we had originally scheduled a board retreat for Thursday. However, there was a conflict with our NJSBA rep. So we're looking at June 3rd or June 4th between 6 and 8. So if you could just let me know which day works best and majority will win.
Is it in person?
We were trying to do in person. That would be best. We're gonna discuss the topics are ethics, and we're also gonna prepare for negotiations, which are coming up. And I'd also like to look at the strategic planning process. And that's it. Oh, now it's time for resolution.
Perfect. Okay, so we have 13 resolutions tonight. The first of those is our budget summary, which are all the bills that have been paid since the last meeting. We've got the SBA financials for the month of March. We've got the joint purchasing agreement, which was actually also discussed before. This is the Region 5 one. It's actually for the current year, and it's for services that would be provided between now and the end of the school year. We've got electric service agreement relating to the construction project. The end of the year field trips, we have a resolution for. We've got a affirmation of the HIB that was presented last meeting in closed session. We've got 2 acceptances of donation, one from a family and one from the 8th grade parent group. One is an individual donation, and the other is a targeted donation using some of the fundraising funds that they had to be used towards a new trophy case. And then we've got our appointments for the coming school year for teachers, paraprofessionals, child study teams, support staff, and administrators.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So any public comment regarding resolutions? You're next.
Sorry. Actually, for the program, for the art program, my son, the 8th grader, I would never had, and I was sharing this with Mr. Keitel, that I would never, like, more of a sports person. And thanks to Mr. Keitel, he did come to the choir. And he is so excited about it that it's something that I didn't even know that he was into until this program. So I appreciate all the input. And he is so excited about future performances. As far as for the strategic planning, I was a few years ago, I believe, that I was part, I came to, I think 3 out of the 4 or 2 out of the 3 meetings, I was involved. And I do, as a parent, I do see a lot of what we spoke about, or what we as parents who were involved that night, those nights. I do see the progress or the involvement with the involvement and the interlocking from the planning to the actual doing. So I really think charter school this school, the parents, the teachers, the students themselves got involved and have involved throughout, well, my involvement with charter school, which is like 6 years now. With that said, I would like, as a parent, or maybe it's an idea that it, to be kind of brought to the table and discussed maybe in the curriculum program or with Mr. Vallo. It is about the 8th grade process. As a parent, and I appreciate every single involvement and input that all the teachers have put in, the administrative staff, everyone that I've reached out to, I know they gave me some kind of input. And it's not like it was a disappointment, but I believe there is some way or a different way to prepare the 8th graders more in the 7th grade about the process. The competition in this world, whether it's college, I think the competition of all, it's extremely high. And for these kids who are doing good, we keep telling them, do algebra, do geometry, get involved, become in the sports, in every little, we tell them, we encourage them with your encouragement, with our encouragement as parents with the student. But I don't believe, as again, this is my personal, but I believe other parents have shared the same input, that there should be a different way to prepare these kids for the process of the application process. Whether it's more making mandatory not only a one-time high school visit, or maybe making these kids, I know we prepare as a parent and as well as teachers, we prepare them to say, just because you apply to XYZ, it doesn't mean you're gonna get accepted. But we do need to see how else, as part of the planning, to see how we can help them get ready for this competitive world there is out there. If there are some other things that I could have known, it would be great to share. If not, I see this as a very important point
To work on.
Exactly.
No, that's an excellent point, and we appreciate the personal feedback, having gone through the process and knowing what you wish you had known before. I would let Ms. Torres speak to it a little bit more. She organizes high school night and actually does a lot of the hands-on work when it comes to these applications.
No,
So-
we'll definitely take your feedback. I know we do high school night and we advertise it for 7th and 8th grade. I think it's something some parents have come from even 6th grade. I know, I think Mr. and Mrs. McGilchrist, I think in like 4th or 5th grade, we're already asking, can we come to high school night? I know it's open to the community, so you can come in as early as you can. I think the process could be more, I think, because you get the information, but it's a lot of information that night. So we got to figure out how to break it down, maybe do separate nights. So it's not just because the academies come and their whole presentation is overwhelming. I think maybe separating some of the days or maybe in different rooms we used to have. So we're looking at how we can do it a little bit more differently to help you with the application process. Because basically the schools really explain, like even with the academies, the process, it's online. You have to have access. You have to develop that as a parent and student. So that makes it very difficult. But I agree with you. We should communicate with the schools and figure out how we can do it maybe sooner and more differently. I think even communicating like 6th grade, some parents didn't realize at one point that in 6th grade, the math at the end of the year, you take a math assessment and that's how you get to 7th grade and you get to either algebra or 7th grade math. So even we had spoken about that, communicating that early on, that the students know that it's very important to start and to be very serious in your education, even though as much as they say they're not thinking about high school in 5th grade, but it does matter because you are going to take that 6th grade end of the year assessment. And so there's some things that I do feel that we can improve on to communicate the process so that students and parents are ready for like the 8th grade application process, even as soon as 7th grade.
Mhm.
Shadowing, they won't be able to do really in 7th grade in some schools, but they could do that as soon as 8th grade. And some schools don't allow shadowing, but that's still, sometimes they have virtual stuff that you can kind of like check the schools out before you even have to go personally to the school. So we'll work on even maybe developing a website that could have more links to those schools or something like that. So.
Oh, go ahead, Emma.
I also had something to say about so like like of course like how there's like algebra and geometry.
Mhm.
I was thinking about it. Like I feel like you guys have probably considered this before, but maybe there should be like some sort of English honors because like personally I'm better at ELA than I am at math, and I think it's kind of unfair that the kids who get into algebra are immediately deemed as the smarter class because because like some of us in the 7th grade math, like we have good ELA skills and we can't be recognized for that because there's nothing like for that and it's little.
We're deemed as like the lesser class.
Yeah.
Yeah. While geometry is like the highest or like the most smart class.
Good point.
Thank you.
No, it's an excellent point too. I mean,
like kids coming
yeah.
to the
Yeah, come to the
meeting.
meeting.
yeah, I mean, and without, getting too far ahead of anything when it comes to the future or next year or anything, I mean, these are all things that we are looking at as far as what we could potentially do with a restructured master schedule and looking at things in a different way. So there's hopefully going to be more to come on all that. But thank you guys. Yeah,
Can I share something?
please.
So, me personally, I have to say I agree, and this is Mama talking, not solely board president. I agree at the rigor that's put into the kids to try really hard to get into a high school that's good and that starts pretty early at charter. And I don't think high expectations are a problem. I think that that's wonderful. But I found that my process with my 8th grader, she became very independent in that process. And the reason why she did was really because of a previous 8th grader. So just to give you that feedback as well, that like after they've completed the process and they're kind of in their 8th grade, senioritis phase, that might be a perfect opportunity for them to start to mentor the 7th graders because some of them have that partnership and some of them don't. And she learned a lot through that process just from a previous 8th grader, and now I find her passing it on. And I think that hearing it from a peer outside of whatever you guys are going to plan is also really effective.
Yeah, that's
But thank you for sharing. Like the kids do. Okay. All right. So that was we're closing public comment. Okay. So now we'll go into resolutions. All right. Resolution 2605-01 budget summary. Be it resolved that the budget summary for April 15th, 2026 to May 12th, 2026, total amount $342,873.62 be approved. Moved by Vallejo Jussie moves. Second. McGilchrist. Any questions or comments from the board? A very long last name, sorry. Avino?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Lazu?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justie?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2505-02, SBA financial reports for March of 2026. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the SBA financial reports for March 2026. Moved by Vallejo Justie moves. Second. Gilchrist. Trying to get out of here. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Lazu?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justie?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2605-03, joint purchasing agreement. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the attached joint purchasing agreement with Region 5. Moved by Avino moves. Second. McGilchrist seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Lazu?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justie?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2605-04, electric services agreement. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the attached electric service agreement with Cap Electric. Moved by Vallejo Jesse moves, Avino seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not, yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2605-05. Field trips. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the following field trips. May 2026, Frost Valley, June 2026, Washington DC. Moves by
Lazu?
Lazu moves, second.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not, yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2605-06, HIB affirmation. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees affirm the determination of HIB form number 25-26.07 as founded. Moved by
Avino.
Lavino moves, second.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Abstain.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not, yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2605-07, acceptance of donation. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees accept a donation of $150 from Evan and Asia Cohen. Moved by
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez moves, second. McGilchrist, McGilchrist. Any questions or comments from the board?
Can we say thank you?
What's the donation?
She just wanted to donate it to the school, so
Okay.
this is a family from our school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cohen family. Any other question or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist, Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not, yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2605-08, acceptance of donation. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees accept a donation of $1,165.76 from the TCCS Class of 2026 Parent Committee to be used toward the purchase of a new trophy case. Moved by Avino moves, second. McGilchrist. Any questions or comments from the board?
That's very generous of you guys.
Yes,
Thank you very
because
much.
we have so many children.
You guys.
Because we have so many children. No, we do. That's
So,
what-
just- Just so you know, our eighth grade committee made over $12,000 and we were done by like February. So going forward to every class, we are leaving our secret sauce recipe.
Yes, please.
Yeah. We're past
Upcoming eighth grade parents.
contacts,
Handbook.
spreadsheets, the whole
They
thing.
just keep passing it down. Keep passing it down.
And we encourage you guys to keep on leaving legacy gifts that go back to the school, okay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Oh, no, you gave it to me now.
Huh?
Any other questions or
Competition
comments
for
from
you
the
now
board?
next year.
Yeah, fill it up. Avino,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not, yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2605-09, teacher appointments for the 2026-2027 school year. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the following appointments on the 2026-2027 rehire list, which was provided to us. These are all the people. Moved by
Lazu?
Lazu moves, second. Vallejo Justy seconds. Any questions or comments from the board?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy.
Yes.
Had not, yes, resolution carries. Welcome back to our teachers. Okay, resolution 2605-10, paraprofessional appointments. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the following appointments for the 2026-2027 paraprofessional rehire list. Moved by Vallejo Justy moves, second.
Lazu?
Lazu seconds. Any questions or comments from the board?
No.
Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy. Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2605-11, child study team appointments. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the following appointments for the 2026-2027 child study team rehire list.
Sorry.
Moved by Balea Jesse moves. Second,
Avino.
Avino seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Baleo Justy.
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back. Resolution 2605-12, support staff appointments. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the following appointments for the 2026-2027 support staff rehire list. Moved by
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez moves. Second,
Lazu?
there's a second. Any questions or comments from the board? Avino?
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Baleo Justy.
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back. Resolution 2605-13, administrator appointments. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the following appointments for the 2026-2027 administrator rehire list. Moved by
Don't all jump at this one, folks.
Lazu moves. Second, McGilchrist seconds. Any other questions or comments from the board? Avino,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Lazu,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Baleo Justy. Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back. And that's it.
All right.
That's the motion to close, right?
No, you just close.
The meeting is being closed at 8:17 PM. Thank you guys for coming. Run to the bathroom really quick. Take all my.
Friday, we'll meet, go to breakfast.